Hello guys, welcome back to another exercise. So today in this exercise we will configure software RAID using our Windows server. So we will have two options. Either we can start the configuration from Windows PowerShell and then we can continue to the server manager for the further steps, or we can directly start from the server manager as well. So these are the steps that we have to follow, which includes these commands as well. So I will explain you every part of the command so that you can use and you know everything about the command. So these are the steps that we have to follow. First we will create a storage pool and then we will create a new virtual disk in it, and the name of the disk will be vdisk1. And then we have the disk striping and the provisioning type. So provisioning type includes thin and thick options, so I will explain what does they mean. And we will give it a size which will be 145, but we are going to use according to our storage available. And then it will start a new volume wizard which will include the configuration and creation of new volume, which will be after the configuration of RAID. So it will be visible as only one disk drive, which will be new volume E, but we will have RAID configuration running in the background. So what does RAID mean? RAID means redundant array of independent disks. It is divided into three types: simple, mirror and parity RAID. So simple RAID includes RAID 0, mirror uses RAID 1, and parity has RAID 5 and RAID 6. And then we have RAID 10, which is the combination of RAID 1 and RAID 0. So let's start by learning some basics about RAID configuration. So if you have a group of disk which is not configured to work together, it will be just a bunch of disk. And RAID, which means redundant array of independent disk, it uses that bunch of disk and they will work together in a very structured approach, and it is widely used in enterprise computing ecosystem. So RAID will have multiple physical disks working together as a logical manageable unit. It has two regions. The first one is performance, and then we have fault tolerance. So it depends on the RAID configuration, which RAID configuration you are using. Hardware RAID support is normally integrated on server motherboards, but if it doesn't have, we have the software RAID configuration as well, which we are configuring in this video. So it is built into server OS, but if something happens with the server OS, the RAID configuration will fail as well. So now we have RAID levels. So you have different levels, which includes RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6. So let's start from RAID 0. So RAID 0 uses disk striping and it requires at least two disks. Data to be written to disk is broken into blocks, which we normally call stripes, and it improves the disk performance, but it doesn't have fault tolerance. And if we talk about RAID 1, it uses disk mirroring. So mirroring means it will be the duplicate of the other one, so it requires at least two disks, and the data which is written into disk partition on one disk, and it is also written to the other disk as well. So you can only use 50% of the capacity. So if you are using two disk of 1 terabyte is, you will have only 1 terabyte. After that we have RAID 5, which uses disk striping with distributed parity. So it requires at least 3 disks, and the data which is written is broken into blocks that are evenly written across the disk array. So it stores the parity information for each stripe on a separate disk, and it is not related to the data stripe. So it tolerates a single disk failure. And if we talk about RAID 6, it uses double data parity. So it is same as RAID 5, but it uses double data parity. So the data is broken into blocks that are evenly written across the array. So it stores two parity stripes on each disk. So it never stores parity and its related data on the same disk. So it can tolerate two disk failures. So then we have RAID 10, which is the combination of RAID level 1 and RAID 0. So it uses mirroring and striping as well. So let's talk about the commands now. So the first command that we have is $disk is equal to get dash physical disk dash can pull true. So the first command, which is get dash physical disk, retrieves information about physical disk in the system. So it will tell us how many disks are available in our system. Then dash can pull true. This parameter filters the physical disk to only include those that are eligible to be added to a storage pool. So when we create a storage pool, it will tell us how many disks are available to be added. And then we have the second command, which is new dash storage pool, then friendly name for the storage pool, which is storage pool 1, and then dash physical disk. So now we are using the reference point, which was $disk. So if we talk about new dash storage pool, this commandlet creates a new storage pool. So a new storage pool will be created with new dash storage pool. So then we have the dash friendly name, storage pool 1. So this parameter assigns a friendly name to the new storage pool. So it is to change the name. And then we have dash physical disk, $disk. So this is the variable that I just talked about. So if you change the name of this variable, you have to use the same name. For example, if we are using dash pullable disk, we have to use the same. Then we have storage subsystem. So So this subsystem tells us about the storage. So in Windows Server, the storage subsystem refer to the component of the system that manages and provides storage resources. So it includes a variety of things. For example, physical disk drive storage spaces, which are software defined storage, external storage or storage area network. So when we use dash storage subsystem friendly name, we have to tell which parameter we are using. So we are using Windows storage star. So it means that the subsystem which includes in the name Windows storage. So if there is any subsystem which includes Windows storage, it will be used automatically. So this is about the subsystem. So there can be the example of subsystem which are here: Windows storage on server 1, or Windows storage on cluster 1, or third party storage area network. So now you have got some basic information about how to use these commands and what does they mean. So now we can start our installation. So let's go to our PowerShell and we can start the installation. So let's log into our Windows server. So as I told you in the beginning that we have two options. Either we can start the configuration from Windows PowerShell, or we can use the server manager as well. But I will show you both of the options, and we will continue the configuration with PowerShell. So if you want to do it from the server manager, I will show you how can you start the configuration from server manager as well. So we have to go to file and storage services, and here we go to storage pools, and it will list the only disk drive which we have our Windows server on. So this is the only one which is available. So we click on new storage pool, and when we click on new storage pool, it will start the new storage pool wizard. So we click on next and we have to give it a name. So we are using test pool. Then we click on next, and now we have to select the disk. So we were using the dollar sign dollar disk variable, but now we have to select the disks manually. So it is creating a reference that how many disks we can use. So we are using 3 disks and the total capacity will be 85 gigabytes, and then we click on create. So it will create a storage pool now. So we don't want to continue from here, so we can close this one. And now we can start our configuration from Windows PowerShell. So let's close this one, and we can go to our PowerShell. Now we have to issue the commands that I have explained to you in the beginning of this video. So let's use our first command, which is $disks. So instead of disks, it is a variable, as I told you. So I am using swr disks, which means software read disks, and then get dash physical disk dash can pull true. So it will collect the information about the disks which are available, and then we can issue our second command. So the second command is to create a new storage pool. So new dash storage pool, friendly name for the storage pool, I am using swraid, and then the storage subsystem name and the variable for the physical disk, and then it will create the storage pool. And here you can see that swraid storage pool is created, which is healthy, and it has assigned 83.45 gigabytes of the capacity. So here you can see all the information, and now we can go to server manager to finish the configuration. So let's go to the server manager and we can close this one now. So we go to our server manager, and here you will notice the same thing, that we have created a storage pool properly, and it will show you the same capacity which I just showed you in server manager before. So now we go to storage pools, and now we will have a storage pool which we have just created, which is swraid. And you can see that if we click on this, we have 3 disks which are being used in this one. So we have 3 physical disks. Now we have to create a virtual disk in this one. So if you click right click on this one, so here you will see new storage pool option only, and if you right click here, you will see new virtual disk. So now we are creating a virtual disk in the pool. So it will be the actual disk which will be visible in the files explorer. So we click on next, and we have to give a name to the virtual disks. So it can be anything, so disk 1 or vdisk 1. So we put it like this, and then we can put swraid. So it depends on you what name you want to give, and then we click on next again, and now it will ask for the RAID configuration, which RAID type you want to select. As I have told you that we have simple, mirror and parity. Mirror will be the duplicate of the same disk, and it will tolerate one disk failure, and in parity you will use RAID 5 and RAID 6. So we are going to use simple for now. So we click on simple for performance, and then we click next, And now you have a thin and thick provisioning. So thin and fixed. So thin means that you can assign a temporary capacity and it will increase with time. And if you have thick or fixed, it means that the whole space will be consumed at once. It doesn't matter that if you have anything, any type of data in the disk or no, it will be fixed. So now you can see that our virtual disk has been created. So now we can close it and the new volume wizard will start automatically because you have created a new volume. So here you can see that we have disk 4 and the size is 85 gigabytes. So we are using the same, and we can assign the default drive letter, which is E. So it will become new volume E, and then we click on next and create. And now we have to wait a little bit. It will create the partition, format it and update the cache as well. And now this process is completed, and now we can close everything and we can go to our files explorer. So there I have created another disk which was ISCSI. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch that one as well. So now you can see that we have new volume E here. So I hope that you have understood everything, and if you have any doubt you can ask them in the comment section as well, and I will be happy to answer those. And I will see you in the next video. So thanks for watching.